Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Fans want someone other than Tyson Fury to hold the Lineal title. I'm the Lineal champion Lineal. I beat him fair and square. I did me training. Tyson Fury, Christ and scary. Boy, oh boy, fans aren't excited about him possibly beating Usyk and adding to his Lineal title, the undisputed distinction, first four-belt heavyweight champion of this era. Now, the thing is this, man. When Tyson Fury, a.k.a. Christ and Scary, when he and Alexander Usyk hook up this weekend on the 18th of May, I'm telling you what, there's some people, they understand this whole thing about the IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC. I mean, they understand it, but they get a little confused when it comes to the Lineal title. You know what I'm saying? Now, excuse me. Everyone knows that the unbeaten Tyson Fury speaks with a lot of passion. He puts a lot of emphasis on him being the Lineal champion. But some people don't really feel he deserves the right to claim that status. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking at this weekend, they're wondering, okay, is Tyson Fury going to remain the the Lineal champion? Is he going to become the Lineal champion because it's for an undisputed distinction? Or they don't even understand the accolades, and they don't understand how it was awarded to him or is going to be awarded to Usyk. Like, people, they really don't get it. But one thing that I see that people are asking the question, they're like, yo, has anyone been a Lineal champion before? And I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to get into everybody who's been a Lineal champion, but, you know, the Lineal champion essentially is just the man who beat the man, you know, to just be succinct. But whenever Tyson Fury, and you probably recall with him talking with, especially with Deontay Wilder, oh my gosh, that's all you heard Tyson Fury talking about, because remember, Wilder had the WBC strap. Fury, what we thought anyway, didn't have anything. But he was brashly proclaiming at these press conferences that, you know, hey, nobody has beat him, and that nobody has a right to call themselves a Lineal champion unless they were able to get in the ring and beat Tyson Fury. Now, in case you guys forgot, Tyson Fury, before he disappeared for damn near 3 years, he had beat Wladimir Kltschko. I think that was back in 14, 15, I think 15 or 16, right? But anyway, from beating Klitschko, man, you know, Tyson Fury became, I would say, the latest in a long line of fighters where he ended up beating, you know, the champion, which nobody thought Fury would really be able to get in there and beat Wladimir Klitschko and snatch his titles. And, you know, that kind of win that Tyson Fury had over Klitschko is something that stretched back, you know, more than a century. But anyway, when you look at him now, you know, for anyone still wondering, yeah, Tyson Fury is the Lineal champion. And he makes sure every chance he gets, which is quite frequent, to persuasively set out the reasons why he, you know, proudly believes that he is rightfully a Lineal champion. And again, they go all the way back to looking at how he outpointed the predecessor, what's his name, Wladimir Klitschko. Now, again, there are some fans, some experts, some boxing historians, they just feel when it comes to Tyson Fury and this claim, they have counter arguments. You know what I'm saying? And some of them are very possessed about their views on Tyson Fury claiming to be the Lineal champion. Now, this whole thing about lineal, right? I think it depends because it's kind of subjective, but I think some people are kind of interpreting that word lineal to mean like consecutive defenses or an unbroken streak of defenses. I think that's probably more accurate. You know, not just like fight today, fight 4 years down the road. No, it's like 3-4 times a year. You know what I mean? Like an unbroken streak. And when you go more than 2 years, 3 years without fighting, I would say you have a broken streak. But the bottom line is when it comes to Tyson Fury, it's just when you really try to understand what lineal means, I mean it's just complicated to understand the path Fury has traveled, and just really when you fully comprehend, this man was away from the sport, goddamn, almost 3 years after he beat Klitschko. Okay. So when he first recorded that win, the first one against Deontay Wilder in Vegas, where Jack Reese dropped on his knees and hands and started tongue kissing Tyson Fury to wake him up. That Tyson Fury was able to regain the ring title, denoting the man deemed to be the lineal champion by the publication the belt is named after. So now he had the ring and the lineal. Okay, so that was a pretty big deal. But when you come and really take a look at this and you start trying to understand, what happened to the ring belt, what about Tyson Fury and his belts, and how he lost those belts. Okay, somebody just hit me up on here. And what happened to his belts, and he lost all those belts, man, after the Klitschko fight. Let me tell you something. And for those of you who didn't know, when it comes to Tyson Fury, he won the WBA, IBF, and WBO, and the ring titles from Wladimir Klitschko, only to vacate them during a pending investigation over anti-doping and medical issues back in 2016. So he lost his boxing license the next day too, and that's a whole other story. But we ain't gonna get into that. But the bottom line is, he had a couple of years, because he did have the ring title before. He had a couple of years to think about what he was going to do, and then the Ring magazine set a deadline for him to defend his title by facing the mandatory challenger, Vyacheslav Glazkov. And of course, Fury didn't do it because of the addiction issues, mental health issues, and they stripped him of the title. Then he apologized, and he actually put a post out there saying that he wanted to thank the Ring magazine for being so patient with him over the last couple of years. And this was the first time since 1922 that the Ring magazine was split from the heavyweight lineage, and Tyson Fury is the reason for that. But at the end of the day, I think for me, when I look at Tyson Fury and his dad and his team, I think part of Fury's pride and his claim to be the lineal champion, I think it lies in the legacy of fighters who've held the title and claim to be lineal champions, which is quite, in my opinion, most of those guys, the Pugilistic Hall of Fame. Some of those champions, everybody here should know these names. Jack Johnson, Rocky Marciano, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? All those guys have been considered lineal champions. It is what it is. And there have been some, complications along the way with those guys who were lineal champions. Muhammad Ali, of course, he was stripped when his boxing license was revoked. It is what it is. And then fighters such as Lennox Lewis could be considered to have interrupted the chain by retiring as champions. But it is what it is, right? Because nobody beat Lennox Lewis. He retired. He didn't retire off a loss. He retired with the lineal champion, all the belts. Okay, so it is what it is. But unfortunately, there are holders whose reigns were fleeting but not less worthy, like James Buster Douglas. He did beat the man who beat the man, but unfortunately, it just wasn't too long after that where he was clipped less than 9 months before he tranquilized Mike Tyson. So, I don't know. Tyson Fury, the lineal title, understanding all the guys who've held the title. There's some people who just feel like, give it to Usyk. They'd rather Usyk have the title. And, to be honest with you, I don't really have an opinion on it. The only thing I'll say is, I'd rather it was Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fighting for undisputed, but they fumbled the goddamn ball, and now we're stuck with Fury and Usyk. And I don't think that's a bad fight. I mean, I'm excited to watch it, but I'm not, like, if I missed it, I wouldn't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm out fishing with my sons, I'm not going to tell them, hey, wrap it up, let's pack up and go home. The fight's coming on. Let me tell you something. Last weekend, I felt the same way with Lomachenko and Kambosos. I wasn't, like, over the moon about it. It's cool. And the thing with Tyson, Fury, and Usyk, it's like, all right, I'm cool, but I'm not over the moon. But when Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang fight, I'll be over the moon. When Anthony Joshua gets back in the ring, I'll be over the moon. When Terrence Crawford and Madrimov fight, I'll be over the moon. You know what I'm saying? When Berdabiev and Bivol fight, I'll be over the moon. And that's unfortunate. And I'm a diehard boxing fan. But at the end of the day, there's some fans out there who want someone other than Fury to hold that lineal title. And when you look at it, I think it's, like for me, I think it's really important to really try to understand, you know, that verbiage when they talk about a lineal title. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about Tyson Fury. I mean, I don't know. I think it just depends. But anyway, it goes back a long time. And when you look at him, unbroken streak of defenses. You know, I don't know if Tyson Fury fits that definition of having an unbroken streak of defenses. When he's been gone, he was gone from the sport for so long. He's still somehow able to hold on to that title. But it is what it is, right? Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Going to be a good fight this weekend, and I will be watching it. But if for some reason I miss it, well, now you know why. In the breeze.